Republicans in Washington, D.C. are freaking out this week after a new poll shows that Donald Trump's support among a critical voting bloc here in the United States has plummeted this year. On top of that, not only is he losing support with this particular demographic, when you break it down into different subsets of the demographic, he's losing with all of them, some of them a lot more than others. And of course, that group happens to be Hispanic voters, the voting bloc that Republicans have been desperately trying to crack into for decades now. They've made plenty of headway. And now, thanks to Donald Trump's exceptionally racist immigration policies, who'da thunk it? But it's actually making Hispanic voters not support you guys. But in typical Republican fashion, they're denying the reality of the multiple polls that have now shown this. First and foremost, before I get to their denials, let me tell you the numbers. Among Hispanic voters, Donald Trump dropped from a net negative 12 points in February to a net negative 20 points in September. So he was always underwater with the group, but now he's 8 points lower than he was back in February. For young Hispanic voters, Trump's favorability fell from 43% in February to 33% in September. So that subset, he lost 10%. With Hispanic men, he went from 52%, a positive approval rating, all the way down to 47%. And as I said, Republicans aren't happy about this. They know they've worked forever to try to get this group onto their side. So what are they going to do? Are they going to tell Donald Trump to change his immigration policies? Are they going to, and maybe enact some legislation to help the Hispanic population in the country? Maybe just not be racist against them anymore? No, they're just going to deny it. Mike Marinella, the national press secretary for the National Republican Congressional Committee, called the findings a junk poll and told Politico that it proved, quote, Democrats have no message, no leader, and no plan to stop Hispanic voters from moving toward Republicans. They're already leaving you. They're leaving you. And he continues here. He went on to flatly reject the poll's findings, even though the results closely mirrored a CNN survey last week, showing similar declines in Trump's approval among Hispanic voters. Democrats are desperate to spin a false narrative about Hispanic voters, but the reality is simple. Republicans continue earning their trust while Democrats have been losing it for years, Marinella told Politico. Listen, I get you're not smart, right? That's obvious from your statement. You're not a smart fella. So let me go ahead and break this down for you. You only see the world as us versus them. Okay? And that therein lies your problem, by the way. It's not us versus them in Democrats versus Republicans. There's many shades of in between, but you think that this poll is suggesting that because they're leaving Republicans, they're going to Democrats. That ain't what's happening. I mean, to a small degree, yes, some of them are going back over to the Democrats, but we won't really find that out until we have elections. What's happening is that they're just leaving you, right? They're going to be single for a while, right? They're not moving on to that rebound relationship. They're just like, you know what? I'm going to take some time and figure myself out. Little growth, little self-healing, little introspection is what's happening. But he thinks the poll implies they're going to Democrats. He hates Democrats, so obviously the poll is fake. But that's how narrow-minded and, again, downright stupid these people are. But I encourage you, Mr. Marinella, continue denying reality. I mean, it's worked so well for Republicans all throughout this year, right? So keep it up, and you tell me how that plays out for you in next year's midterms. Thanks for watching, everyone. We're inching closer and closer to 1 million subscribers, and we're aiming to hit that goal before the year closes. So if you aren't subscribed to the channel, please do so, and don't forget to like, comment, and share. Thanks for joining us as we head towards this huge milestone.